This story sounds unbelievable, but it really happened. It all started on a quiet night in a small, ordinary town. There were no storms on the horizon, no blaring alarms, no warnings of any kind. Just another normal evening for everyone, until a single phone call came into the emergency dispatch center. The caller's voice was shaky, nervous, almost unsure of what he was even saying. He told the operator something that, at the time, must have sounded completely bizarre. "There's something wrong with the water." The operator, following protocol, asked for more details. What was wrong with it? Was it a burst pipe? Was it discolored? The man on the line struggled to explain. He wasn't a scientist. He wasn't an expert. He just knew, deep down, that something was off. The water didn't smell right, and it didn't look right. The operator hesitated. On our screen, there were no official alerts. No reports from the water authority. Absolutely no reason to cause a panic. So, the call was logged, noted as a strange report, and for the most part, completely ignored. Hours ticked by. Life in the town continued as usual. People came home from work, cooked dinner for their families, drank glasses of water from the tap, and tucked their kids into bed. They had no idea that a silent threat was flowing through the pipes and into their homes. Then, early the next morning, everything changed. People started feeling sick, not just one or two, but dozens, and then hundreds. Local hospitals were suddenly overwhelmed. Emergency rooms filled to capacity. Doctors were baffled. The symptoms were confusing and severe. Nausea, intense dizziness, debilitating pain. No one could pinpoint the cause. It was in the middle of this chaos that someone remembered the strange phone call from the night before. That one, single, dismissed warning. Suddenly, it didn't seem so strange anymore. Tests were immediately rushed on the town's water supply. And that's when the horrifying truth was revealed. The water had been contaminated. A major chemical leak from a nearby industrial facility had silently seeped into the system during the night. By the time it was discovered, thousands of residents had already been exposed. Emergency alerts finally blared across every phone and TV screen. The message was urgent. Do not use the tap water. Bottled water was rushed in by the truckload. The town was placed under a state of emergency, and that one phone call, once considered a nuisance, was now seen as the first crucial warning. The man who made that call wasn't just guessing. It turned out he worked near the facility where the leak originated. He had noticed something small, something most people would have easily overlooked, and he trusted his gut feeling. Later investigations confirmed that if his warning had been taken seriously from the moment he called, the disaster could have been almost entirely prevented. Countless people would have been spared from getting sick. But there's another, more hopeful side to this story. Even though it was delayed, that one phone call still saved lives. Without it, the contamination would have continued for days. The exposure would have been far greater, and the consequences would have been catastrophic. The town did recover. Eventually, the entire water system had to be flushed and rebuilt. New, stricter safety regulations were put in place to ensure nothing like this could ever happen again. But a lingering question remained with everyone who lived through it. How many other disasters begin with a single warning that nobody believes? This story, as unbelievable as it sounds, is true. And it serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes the most important warnings don't come from official channels or experts in lab coats. They come from ordinary people who notice something is wrong and have the courage to speak up. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story as compelling as I did, make sure to subscribe for more.